What remains, she wrote, is not hope, but something just as lasting, the insistence on truth, carried by love and lit by rage. You and I, we are in a religious tradition that draws from the imagery of the ancient prophet Isaiah, who famously challenged the Hebrew people to build, quote, houses of prayer for all people. Our religious tradition of people of many spiritual beliefs, reflected in the flags behind me, people of many spiritual beliefs sharing one common meeting house, one shared sanctuary, draws teaching and imagery from this ancient resonance. In modern language, the Reverend Natalie Fenmore of blessed memory once wrote, "You and I, we are called to embody a Unitarian Universalism that does not yet exist, one that is ever more diverse, that is always changing and always growing with new insights." The work to make our home a home for all continues. A few weekends ago, I was overjoyed to attend the ordination of Rumni Saha, who is a good friend and is the first practicing Hindu woman to be ordained to the Unitarian Universalist ministry. Hindu men have been ordained for many years. She is a boundary breaker. And Rumni is someone who is anchored in joy. And in her very ordination ceremony, she purposely designed an experience that was deeply interfaith. There were calls to prayer from the Islamic tradition. She had speakers who were rabbis. She invited everyone in her interfaith networks to be part of her commissioning to serve our tradition, a tradition that says differences are something that should be celebrated, that multiple spiritual belongings are a good thing, not something that is suspect. In her bones, she believes in the sanctity of the personal spiritual quest and the deep abiding connections that remind us that truth is not owned by any one temple, shrine, teacher, country, or religion. She called to mind a vision of our faith where inclusion is sacred, and in her words, cruelty in whatever form is never holy. As I've been contemplating these 250 years of American Revolution, I keep thinking about Rumni's ordination, because something about the pluralism of that ceremony, I think, speaks deeply, desperately to what our country needs to have affirmed at this moment. Reverend Otis Moss III once said that we are part of the unfinished United States of America. And as I look back at the year 2026, I feel that deeply. There is so much work to do. There's so much growth that is needed. There's so much repair that we encounter, desperately crying out for people who will do it all around us. And yet I also know if we extend ourselves without restoration, we will burn out, and the embers of revolutionary hope will go dim. Every week in this congregation, regardless of who is in the pulpit, this gathered community says the following affirmation: in the search for truth and the spirit of love, we unite in worship and fellowship. Our modern affirmation is our congregation's own adaptation of a Gilded Age affirmation popular among 19th century Unitarian ministers. In fact, I suspect for many years we used the original form in this building, and it was originally written by the Reverend Gordon Ames of Philadelphia. The original version of the affirmation read, "In the love of truth and the spirit of Jesus Christ, we join for the worship of God and service to mankind." But from what I can tell, at least since the 1980s, when Reverend Pulpit was here, our congregation has cherished and recited our adapted variation. Ministers have come and gone, presidents have come and gone, Congress people have come and gone, and yet this common affirmation has been a steady constant amid all the tumultuous realities of life. Yet one day, the words of our shared affirmation may change again. informed by new insights and ideas and new expressions of what we believe today to be sacred. Unlike those who say that greatness lies only in the past, I join many others in asserting that spiritual growth is a constant building that will be informed by our heritage, but not limited by it. Jürgen Habermas, the late philosopher, said the world in which there is still laughter and crying is always caught up in becoming. The world is always caught up in becoming. The poet Langston Hughes has an amazing reflection on the notion of becoming or ongoing transformation specific to our nation. And decades ago, he wrote a piece called Let America Be America Again. And I want to read a selection this morning. He wrote, "Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love, where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. It was never America to me. Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I'm the one who dreamt our basic dream in the old world while still serf of kings, who dreamt the dream so strong, so brave, so true, that even yet its mighty daring sings in every brick and stone, in every furrow turned, that's made America the land it has become. I'm the one who sailed those early seas in search of what it meant to be my home. I'm the one who left dark Ireland's shore and Poland's plain and England's grassy field. I'm the one torn from black Africa. I came to build a homeland of the free. The free? Who said the free? Not me. Surely not me. The millions on relief today, the millions shot down when we strike, the millions who have nothing for our pay, for all the dreams we've dreamed, and all the songs we've sung, and all the hopes we've held, and all the flags we've hung, the millions who have nothing for our pay, except the dream that's almost dead. Yet, let America be America again, the land that has never been yet, that yet must be. I say it plain, America never was America to me, and yet I swear this oath, America will be. America will be. You can read the full poem. It's much richer and longer than just that selection. But that very poem speaks to this notion of becoming and unfinished work and the necessary struggles and the confrontation with truth, not avoidance through storytelling. This book, America USA, which maybe we'll do as a read sometime next year, talks about the temptation of storybook versions of faith and religious life and national life that cover what is true. And if we're not dealing with the truth of reality, if we're not dealing with the facts that are happening right now at Delaney Hall, we're not actually speaking about the United States of America as it truly is at this moment. And as a faith movement, Unitarian Universalists are trying to figure out, how do we respond to this moment we are in? And whether you are in a congregation like ours that is nearly 200 years old, or you're part of a congregation that was formed 2 weeks ago, these questions about what is my personal spiritual quest and how does it relate to the struggle for freedom all around us motivate creative responses. The Reverend Cheryl Walker says that across our different emphasis as a religious people, all of our congregations are united in seeking to be a place to do good, a place to make friends, and a place to grow our souls. And Unitarians and Universalists, not just in the United States, but around the world, are asking questions about how do we nurture the democratic process inside our local congregations through things like our annual meeting, but also in the wider world, where so many societies across all the oceans are under pressures and facing demagogues and facing strains. This past Easter, the Dublin, Ireland Unitarians took a special collection for the American Civil Liberties Union because they were concerned about threats of authoritarianism in this country. There are people in Ireland who care so much about what's happening here, they put their own money into a pot for a charity in the United States. Last summer at the General Assembly of Unitarian Universalist Congregations, the annual meeting of our larger denomination, by 98.3%, voters affirmed a special resolution called Faithful Defiance, reaffirming our covenant for democracy and freedom. And this resolution read in part, "Take bold action, activating our faith, not only to resist, but to build a nation that honors dignity, needs, and values for all its people, one where the beloved community may thrive." It is telling to me that on the eve of the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution, our religious movement is calling upon members to live our values and build a nation that honors the dignity, needs, and hopes of all people. This summer, a proposed resolution for consideration by delegates is called All Eyes on Delaney Hall, Vigils, Songs, and Support Outside ICE Detention Centers Across America in solidarity with those on hunger strike, their families, and supporters. In part, it reads, on May 22nd, 2026, more than 300 people being detained at the Delaney Detention Hall in Newark, New Jersey, launched a hunger and labor strike. Unitarian Universalists are part of the broad coalition demanding release of these captives and closing of immigration detention facilities because we believe in care over cages. As a people of faith, we assert our core values of justice, equity, and interdependence, grounded in abiding love for all. We cannot stand by while children, youth, and adults face detention and inhumane conditions. And the resolution calls for on Sunday, June 21st, a witness where Unitarian Universalists in the Metro New York area are invited to go to a protest around 3 o'clock outside Delaney Hall. And it calls on Unitarian Universalists around the country to go to protests at detention centers in their area, whether it is in California, Michigan, Pennsylvania. And if you can't make a protest, you can write a letter to the editor or contact your congressperson or just find a way to do local charitable support. There's no one perfect way to show up in this moment. And we don't all have to do the same thing, but we all have the opportunity to do something. We all have the opportunity to lean into love abounding. And the thing about these visions of transformation is I don't think they're uniquely American. In fact, I know they're not. The ancient scriptures lift up days of judgment and redemption, of wholeness and righteousness. There's a vision in the book of the prophet Isaiah, which is in translation is called the peaceable kingdom, that says, one day the wolf shall lie with the lamb, the leopard shall lie down with the kid, the calf and the lion and the fatling will be together, and a little child shall lead them. The cow and the bear will graze together, their young shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. There are ancient visions of a world much different than the one we are in, where there is not harm or violence. And I think these visions can help motivate transformation. Isaiah spoke to corrupt rulers and offered an alternative imagination for how the ancient world during the time of the Assyrian Empire could be. And in our time, we're able to nurture stories and visions for what could be different in this neighborhood, in Staten Island, in New York City, in the United States of America, in North America, in the world. It's not always easy to talk about what's important to us. It can feel risky, but give yourself a chance and permission to imagine. Give yourself permission to imagine what could be. The peaceable kingdom has never been. The peaceable kingdom could still be. We may just be changed by our visions. May our visions change us for the better. What remains, she wrote, is not hope, but something just as lasting. The insistence on truth, carried by love and lit by rage. Let us remember we are in the holy presence of love. May it be so.
And that's our last closing hymn in your gray hymnal, number 100. I've got Peace Like a River, and it's only verses 4 to 6. Okay, I invite you to join me in extinguishing our chalice. You can find the affirmation in our order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment, for these we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
May we go in peace. May we remember the world is always becoming, and may we be curious what love is asking us. Go in peace.
Now we can march out of assembly and go have some coffee and tea.